Hello everybody, today is day 4 of the Tesco £25 challenge, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and do a bit more in-depth how to start to finish kind of dinner today. Now what I've got, the first thing we've got is one of these giant potatoes. Once I get through this, then I'll be hitting the bag of the 2.5 kilo bag with it's got a lot more smaller potatoes in there, and but this one is one huge one, which I'm gonna cut up into pieces, which will be sort of fairly big but manageable with a spoon once I'm scooping them up when I'm eating them. Okay, what I'll do, I'll show you. I'll show you in a sec what I've done. If you can see there, yeah. Basically, I've cut the whole big potato in half, and then each half cut in half one way, and then cut the other way. So effectively. So then you end up with lots of big chunky pieces like this. There you go. That's the idea. Now I'm going to separate these up because yeah, when you do cut them, they kind of stick together. So yeah, as you can see, there is quite a big bowl full of chunky potatoes. Now these I'm going to microwave. I'm going to put them in the microwave. I'm going to heat them on full power for... I've got them on for 6 minutes. Okay, so when they come out of that, I'm going to see how soft they are. If they seem fairly cooked, then I'm going to put some oil on them, put them in the oven, and get some roast potatoes going. You know, I do prefer the roast potatoes over boiled. They're just nice and crunchy, and basically I'm just trying to eat something that I like. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll tell you, I've had a couple of, you know, you get your awkward people who feel that they have to write to you and tell you how they don't like your show, right? They can't just not write, they have to tell you about it. But what I'm going to do, to address that, I'm just going to tell you that the way things work is some things are frozen, which I have a lot of time to pick and choose. I have a really wide window with the use by dates. Now, certain things are fresh foods, like these pork chops and these chicken fillets. You see, I've been using these the last few days. I've been trying to incorporate them in different ways, but the trouble is they have a date on them, which is I've got today and tomorrow, right? So I've got, this was 8 pork chops, but now I've got 5 pork chops and 1 chicken fillet, which I've got, you know, like I say, today and tomorrow. So you're going to see a few more dishes with these ingredients. Now once they're gone, then I can start doing some, a little bit more variety, chopping and changing. I've got Kievs in there, I've got nuggets in there, I've got pies, I've got some chips, I've got all, you know, veg, all kinds of things. So that's why you're going to see veg. Well, that's the other thing they don't like. They don't like the fact that I'm eating veg every day. I mean, oh Jesus, choking on how stupid that is. You know, I mean, I'm amazed that people can actually complain that they're seeing too much veg in somebody's dinner. But they're complaining about that. But the thing is, I've done 11 bags of vegetables, so which means I've got enough for 11 dinners. So that's pretty much, I've got to use up, you know, I've got to use up veg on every dinner almost. There will be some exceptions. I've got some beans, I've got some other things that I can use instead. But pork chops and this last chicken bit is what I'm going to be using until they're used, and then I can, you know, go around. Anyway, okay, so anyway, that's me waffling on. Yeah, it's just, I know, normally I just ignore the people who complain like that with stupid stuff. But I thought for the rest of you, that's why you're going to be seeing the same ingredients over a few days, but I'm going to try and, obviously chop it, change it around a little bit, so it makes it interesting. Okay, so I'll come back in a few minutes when I've got when the potatoes are done, and yeah, the next scene will be me putting them in the oven. Okay, and there we go. The potatoes have just come out of the microwave. Ah, right. Now what I'm going to do is I've just I'm sticking them with a knife here, and I can feel that they're actually quite firm still. So what I'm going to do is, the thing is, if there's, you'll know when you put the knife into them. If there's some resistance, like it's still solid, then it's not quite to the cookedness that you. Is that a word? Not quite where you want it to be. Yeah, some of them are fairly easy, and some of them are not. So, okay, so all it is, I'm going to put them in the microwave for another 3 minutes. Okay, now while that's happening, what I've decided, right, because like I say, I've got to use those pork chops and the chicken today and tomorrow. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those roast potatoes with 3 pork chops. Ooh, let me touch that in. Okay, 3 pork chops, which I'm going to do in the convection oven eventually, and then what I'll do when they've slightly cooked, then I'll trim all the fat off because I don't want any of that in it, and then put them back in till they're more cooked. I'll cut them up into little pieces, and that's what I'll do with those. Which leaves 2 more pork chops tomorrow, which I'll probably do with it, that last bit of chicken. And also to give it some moisture, and to have a little bit of a change from the vegetables, which I really got to get back to, because I've got loads of them. Lots of those bags, so they've got to be used. But that's a good thing. The vegetables go with everything. With everything that I've been buying, the vegetables go with it, so there's no problem there. Anyway. So today I'm going to be using a tin of beans. Now these are Tesco's own brand beans. What they do is they do 2 different ones. They got Tesco's, whatever their word is for everyday value, I think is what Tesco. Every supermarket's got their own little fancy, smart little logo for it. But the everyday value, I think theirs is. They have everyday value beans, which are sold singly, which are the same price as these, which are sold in a 4-pack. These are four cans for £1. So I picked up 4 cans for £1 instead of 4 individual ones for 25p each. It's just anyway. So so that's what we're doing, and they're baked beans in tomato sauce. And as always, they're haricot beans. All baked beans are haricot beans, 49%. Tomato puree 20. Anyway, so that's what it's going to be tonight. So it's going to be a big dinner. It's going to be 1 huge potato, tin of beans, and 3 pork chops. And I'll see if I add anything else, I'll think of something. Okay. Okay, so now we're back with the potatoes. I've just put the knife into a few of them, and they seem well cooked now. Yes, they took, I took them in for 6 minutes and then for another 3. So, basically you just put them in if you're doing this, put them in for a few minutes. You can always put them in for more, but if you overdo them, if you put them in for too many minutes to begin with, you can't undo the amount of time they're in the microwave. But if you start off with 3 minutes, 3 minute increments, that'd be plenty. You just do more increments, Anyway, they're slightly stuck together, but you can just separate those with a spoon. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know what it is. I think it's the starch or something that sticks them together slightly, but they soon come apart. Okay. So they're in the baking tray. There we are in the lower pack bread tray. Any kind of tray. I've got a feeling this is a bread tray, but any kind of. I've been using those aluminium foil trays that I've been getting from the roast dinners I've been eating. Anyway, So yeah, just give that a nice coating of oil, and then over here, let me see. Give you a bit of an action shot here. There we are. So I'm going to put this into the preheated oven. What I'm doing, I'm putting that at 180. I don't know if you can see that anyway, but 180 at do it for about sort of 10-12 minutes or so. Okay, and then the idea there is you take them out after, in about 10 minutes. You take them out to get a spoon, turn them all over, get the oil mixed, covering all the potatoes, and that's how you get them good and golden. Sometimes they come out better than others. I'm not sure whether I've got it on the right heat, but I'm gonna give it a go. I don't know whether it should be on 230 or 180. I don't know. Maybe somebody could write to me and fill me in on that, but I'm going to do it at 180 today. Okay. Okay, there you go. As you can see, the potatoes are almost cooked to perfection. They're very brown, but they're not quite ready. They've still got some more time to go. So I'm going to put them back in the oven. I've been doing them at 10-minute increments, and then taking them out, covering them with oil again, and putting them back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pork chops in the convection oven here, and I'm going to cook them at 200. They're probably going to take about 20 minutes. Okay, so let's see, we'll turn that over. There we are. So, as you can see, there's 3 of them. 200. Put them in for 15 minutes there, and then every sort of 10 minutes. Then we'll then I'll check on the pork chops, and then when they're done, the potatoes done, then I'll put the beans on the they'll be doing on the hob. I'll cook them when they're a bit closer to the time. Okay then, that's about that. So yeah, we'll have a look at the pork chops in about 10. Right then, what I'm up to now is just put the beans onto the hob. I'm going to sort of cook them slowly. I've got them on I've got a 9 out of 12 on the hob there. The meat is almost done. What I've done, I've taken all the fat off them and then cut them into strips, and then basically cubed them. All right, and then going to put them back in the convection oven. The potatoes are very golden brown. They do take a long time, roast potatoes. Okay, but they're within the next couple of minutes they'll be ready to come out. The pork chop will be done. Then I'll turn the heat up on the beans, and it'll all be good. Now, while I'm just waiting for the beans to cook, I'll take this opportunity to show you the whiteboard. I've listed 3 pork chops. They're costing 62 pence each, so 3 of them makes £1.86. Now that large potato, that costs 62p, which is a different pricing than the small potatoes that you'll find in a 2.5 kilo bags, which is what I'll be using from now on, because I've used up all the big potatoes. So big potato 62p. Can of Tesco own brand beans, 25 pence. There we are. So 3 pork chops, 1 huge potato, tin of beans, £2.73. There we are. Which is the most expensive. This is day number 4. It's the most expensive dinner, but I think you'll agree. You've got a lot of potato, a lot of meat, and it's still cheaper than 3 hamburgers. Okay, so the beans are almost done. What I like to do is to cook these beyond what, you know, when they're hot. I like them to sort of, just to the point of when they're starting to turn to a bit mushy, you know. Anyway, okay, so that's that. We'll come back in a moment. Okay then, for the last scene, I've put these, I've just reheated these, the potatoes in the microwave, so they're good and hot. Then I've got the beans, which I've cooked until they're really bubbling. You know, I like these just as they're to the point of getting a bit mushy. Okay, so you sort of like, you know, cook them till they boil and then cook them for another few minutes. And then the last thing is you've got all those little pork chop pieces. These are very dark now. And of course, you know, I'm using the pork chops here because I've got a bunch of them, but sometimes I would have used, you know, a bit of sausages, a bit of bacon, pretty much anything, you know. Right. And then, thing is, I mean, looking at it, it may not look too substantial, but considering there's a whole tin of beans, 3 pork chops, minus all the fat, what did I say? Oh, and a big potato. You know, there's a lot of goodness here. Oh, hot. I mean, you could go for some, you know, slices of bread with this. And if you're really hungry, I mean, you could always put hash browns with this. Although hash browns are potatoes, I mean, you got plenty of potato anyway. But yeah, I mean, you could dice up. I've put diced up sausages in meals similar to this. Yeah, you know, 2 or 3 sausages, a couple of bits of, you know, if you've got any spare bits of bacon in the fridge that you've used for a sandwich. You've got a couple of bits left, and you've got to use it by the sell by date. You know, just throw them in here. You know, it's all good. Very nice. And these beans, I mean, they're Tesco's own beans. They're perfectly fine. You know, I think these potatoes, I don't know what's going on with it. I think I'll cook them on a slightly higher heat next time. I'm not sure what the proper way of doing these is, but I mean, they come out alright. It's just that they take a long time. Yeah. Anyway, so we've got potato and beans. So we've got 2 vegetables, and then we've got lots of meat. So it's all, you know, a good round, wholesome dinner. And then, of course, yeah, £2.73, which you know is still very cheap. I mean, you know, you can, most of the times you won't be able to buy a sandwich out of the shop for that. You know, well, not as colourful or full as previous dinners. But, you know, I thought I'd have a change, and, you know, and, like I say, you know, we had, there was one person in particular who complained there was too much, you know, about all the veg that I'm eating. Why, I still laugh when I think about how dumb that is. But, I just thought, you know, I'd have a bit of a change, you know, because, I mean, even I occasionally need a break from all that vegetables and, you know, just to have something different. You know, and that's all good. Anyway, alright, well, thank you very much for watching. And let me move that up there. There we go. So yeah, tomorrow will be something different again. And, yeah. It's all good. I hope you like this. You know, it's a very simple, there's, what's it, 3 ingredients. It's good, it's wholesome. And of course, it leaves room for, you know, you can add stuff as well, you know, whether it's bread or sausages or bacon or whatever. Oh, hot. Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.